Hello and welcome or welcome back to another couple of days in my life. We are having the most beautiful mornings around here. I don't know if you guys experience this, but I feel like when the seasons are changing, and particularly autumn, there is a special quality of light that happens.
I like to work across different paintings at the same time. They solve problems for each other and they sort of feed each other in a nice way.
I've been switching up my morning routine a little bit. I find myself these days just kind of quietly enjoying this light and also doing a little bit of sketching in my notebook. So right now I am having an infatuation with flowers. And you guys probably already could tell based on a lot of the paintings that I've been doing recently. So flowers and clouds. And I've been kind of craving to join them together and create these semi-abstract, semi-representational flower clouds. So in the mornings, my notebook is actually filled with all of these flower cloud scribbles. In the studio right now, we have works that are waiting to become something. So often a theme, you can kind of see the flower cloud feeling on that first pink one. And these are just a couple of little pieces of raw canvas that I have been scribbling on to get the creative juices flowing. And you can see the cloudscapes that I started from a couple weeks ago that are patiently waiting. These last couple weeks I've been a little bit busier than usual, and I'm happy to report that the commission and other projects are almost finished, and I will talk about those probably in the next vlog. I'm in a little bit of a period of rebalancing after that busyness and taking a few deep breaths and doing some fun activities like planting my fall garden.
We could rent a room and watch the stars dance round the moon. Fall asleep to the sounds of the sea. With you right by my side, it's such a sweet life. Escape this time with me. Escape this time with me. Nowhere else to be. Escape this time with me.
I'm still on the cusp of starting my next body of work, and I've been working on a couple of commissions, so the starting has been a little bit slower than it would be. But I try to keep my mind in the new work by just doing a little bit each morning or each afternoon so I don't lose that stream of inspiration, if you know what I mean. Recently, I have been thinking about taking the plunge and starting to stretch my own canvas. Now, I consider this to be a little bit of a rite of passage, and I have resisted for a really long time. And I think it's about time to teach myself how to do it, because I hear from other artists who stretch their own canvas that it's actually a really enjoyable part of the process. So I got this roll of primed canvas, and in a future vlog coming soon, I am going to learn how to stretch it. If anyone has any tips or stretches their canvas and has good or bad or any experience you want to share, please do. I'm a complete novice. So this is the kind of thing that I store in my art storage room, which is a little bit more organized than it was, but it's always going to be a little unorganized around here because that's just kind of the nature of a storage room. I have so many fun things around. Each time I come in, I'm kind of reminded that I should play with some of them. Like, I have this little clay kit that I would love to just spend an afternoon with. And I also recently came across some of my old art school works, and that was kind of fun just to look through some of them. This is a still life that I did for Drawing 2 with Jeff Hicks. And the funny thing about art school is that I took 0 painting classes. You know, I don't actually remember any time in my life where I didn't make art. So I already knew a lot of things, but I think the nice thing about art school was it gave me a container to really just create for a few years, and that was really helpful. Each morning, I try to spend a little bit of time, even if that is just 10 minutes, doing something in the garden. As I say, it's pretty wild back here, and I'm trying to sort of pretty things up and trim some things and plant some new things for the fall. The fall is the best planting season in Austin. We move from spring to summer pretty quickly, and so fall and winter are actually when we can grow things. So I'm just kind of sprucing things up and moving a couple things, and I'm also planning a couple of new hardscaping projects for the cool weather. So more to come on that. One of them is a pretty large project. What I did not anticipate when I so excitedly went out and picked out my fall garden is that the weather here for the next week is still almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is too hot to plant a lot of these little plants, but I'm still doing some sprucing up and planting some of the perennials that I got. And I'm also preparing the soil in the beds, which is a part of the process that I am notoriously not so good at, but it's maybe one of the most important parts, actually, just having good soil. And I'm trying to take a beat and do little tasks like that this year. Each season that I garden, I learn something new, and that is really the joy of gardening for me. The afternoon light in this particular room, which is my painting room for the moment because the sunroom studio is quite hot, the afternoon light in here is gorgeous, and I'm pretty sure that is why I like to do most of my big abstract painting in the afternoon. I still am doing my little practice in the mornings where I do a couple sketches and I do a little something before I get into the admin and worky bits of my day. But the afternoon just feels like the most expansive and free painting time for me. And so I'm running with it. And this is a very large piece. I do not know where it's going. But when I am starting a body of work, a lot of times I just notice what kind of movements my body wants to do. And I lay them down on the canvas. And as you guys can tell, I'm sure, I'm really feeling a lot like scribbling. And so a piece like this, I actually really love the first layer. There's just something about this piece, and I don't want to go further yet until I figure out where the piece wants to go and sort of how it's going to fit into the rest of my work. I can definitely see some flowers in here, but it also possibly might be finished. And anyway, I have to throw myself in to finishing my commission, which I will talk about and share on the next vlog. So I will just keep this piece up in the studio and enjoy it as I'm doing other things. And when I'm ready to jump back in to my own body of work, it will be here. And that is all that I have for you this week. I have so immensely enjoyed your beautiful comments, and thank you so much to those of you who have reached out to me on email or on Instagram. I really appreciate the connection so much. And next time we have a fall garden to plant. So until we meet again.